No one remembers exactly when Veleny was abandoned. Maps still show the village. Satellite images still capture the outline of houses, a narrow road, and a small cemetery behind the hill. But no census has listed a population since 1996. Officially, Veleny was evacuated after a chemical spill from a nearby factory. The story is vague: contaminated soil, unsafe groundwater, temporary relocation that became permanent. Unofficially, locals say people didn't leave. They stopped being seen. The only thing everyone agrees on is this: there's still one light in Veleny at night. Truck drivers on the regional highway report it most often. A warm yellow glow, steady and unmoving, coming from the same house on the hill, always after sunset. Never during the day, and sometimes a woman standing near the road. They call her grandmother Anna. Mikhail Orlov didn't believe in any of that. He was a delivery driver, used to long routes and bad weather. In January 2018, a snowstorm forced him off the main road. GPS lost signal. The truck stalled less than a kilometer from Veleny. He saw the village sign half buried in snow. Veleny population. The dash lights flickered. His phone had no service. That's when he noticed the footprints. Only one set. Leading into the village. The houses were still standing. Wooden fences intact. Curtains hanging in some windows. No broken glass. No signs of decay. It felt wrong. Abandoned places rot. Veleny looked preserved. Mikhail followed the footprints uphill. They ended at a small wooden house. One window glowed softly. He knocked. The door opened immediately. An old woman stood there, wrapped in a dark shawl. Her posture was straight, her face deeply lined, but alert. Her eyes were clear. "You're late," she said. Her voice was calm, familiar, as if she'd been waiting for him. Mikhail apologized and asked to use a phone. She nodded and stepped aside. Inside, the house smelled of herbs, boiled water, and damp soil. A stove crackled softly. Religious icons covered one wall. A clock ticked loudly. Everything was old, but clean. "You shouldn't stay long," she said. "They don't like strangers sleeping here." Mikhail asked who they were. She ignored the question and poured tea. As he took the cup, he noticed scratches on the bottom. Names. Dozens of them. Some crossed out. Some not. He felt uneasy but drank anyway. The tea tasted bitter, earthy. The warmth spread too quickly. The next thing he remembered was waking up in a chair near the stove. The clock read 2:41 a.m. Anna was sitting across from him, not blinking. Outside, the silence was gone. Footsteps echoed through the village. Slow, measured, careful. Mikhail tried to stand. His legs refused to move. "You stayed too long," Anna said quietly. "They know you now," a knock sounded. Not at the door. On the wall. Then another, from a different direction. One knock for each house. Anna stood and opened the door. The village was full. Figures stood in the snow between houses. They wore winter clothing from different decades. Some coats were outdated. Some uniforms unfamiliar. Their faces were pale, still, expressionless. "They come back every night," Anna whispered. They tried to remember who they were. One figure stepped forward. It spoke in Mikhail's voice. "Grandma, we're home." Anna slammed the door shut. She grabbed Mikhail's arm. "They finish counting soon," she said. "If they reach your name, you stay." She dragged him through the house and opened a cellar door. "Don't look back," she whispered. "And if you hear me calling, you run." Mikhail crawled into darkness. Behind him, the knocking grew louder, then screaming. Anna's voice. Then silence. He ran until dawn. Authorities searched Veleny later that week. They found no woman, no footprints, no lit house. But inside one abandoned building, they found stacks of ceramic cups, names scratched into the bottom. Some crossed out. One wasn't. Mikhail Orlov never returned to that region. But the nightmares followed him. Every night at 2:41 a.m., he dreamed of standing in Veleny, surrounded by people who couldn't remember their faces. And somewhere in the village, a woman counting cups. Years later, a journalist named Elena Pavlova began investigating Veleny after multiple disappearances along the highway. Drivers who stopped near the village were never seen again. Elena interviewed locals. Everyone knew about Anna. She keeps them, one old man said. If she leaves, they all come back. What are they? Elena asked. The man shook his head. People who didn't leave when the village was emptied. People who stayed too long. Elena drove to Veleny herself. During the day it looked empty. At night she parked on the road. At 2:58 a.m., a light appeared on the hill. Elena raised her camera. In the lens, she saw a woman standing near the road. Anna smiled and waved. Elena never published her report. But her camera was found weeks later. The final image showed a house on the hill, one window glowing, and dozens of figures standing behind it, waiting, because Veleny isn't abandoned. It's being watched. And as long as grandmother Anna remembers who belongs there, the rest of them will stay.